A million, your celebration, a million safe man-hours can be eliminated for everybody with one unsafe second, one risky behavior. There, I want everybody to raise their right hand. I want you to repeat after me. In my heart, lives a duty to care. I'm safer these days. I'm awake, I'm aware. Fantastic. Let me tell you, life from a wheelchair is not all bad. Number one, have you seen our parking places? They are to die for. We call them rockstar parking. Number two, we don't wear out the bottoms of our shoes. They last forever. And number three, when you go shopping with a loved one, you don't need a shopping cart. You are the shopping cart. Everything goes in your lap, and you hope that person doesn't run you off a curb, right? But this bale lands on top of me, and it crushes me into the steering compartment of the tractor, and then it rolls off the back. A million, your celebration, a million safe man-hours can be eliminated for everybody with one unsafe second, one risky behavior. I'm going to hop out of my wheelchair, all right? You guys are going to, yeah, we want to see that. Yeah, let's see you hop out of your wheelchair. I'm going to get out of my chair, and what is your name?
Joe.
Joe, all right, and?
Joe.
All right! For a speaker, that makes it easy. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, guys. You had a job to do, right?
Yeah.
And you had a teammate, so you had your second pair of eyes, right? If you go too fast, you might injure yourself. You might fall over. If you do something maybe risky, as Joe is kind of going backwards, doing it in an unorthodox way. If you go too slow, you don't win the prize as well. But you always have that second pair of eyes, and that's one of the messages that I want to leave with you. Okay, it's very important. It's not about meddling in other people's space, but by working together, we help. It's called the buddy system, and we help each other stay safe. Joe, there you go. Give it up for him, guys. And ladies, this is an issue of responsibility. Safety, in the end, is about responsibility. And personal responsibility is when we are accountable, okay, for the decisions that we make. That we realize that everything that we do has a payoff and a consequence. And when we realize that point, we become accountable. How does this relate to all of you? Okay, you definitely have a job to do, and you have certain responsibilities to meet. But when people work together on a team, it becomes collective responsibility. When I make a decision that affects somebody else in the room, okay, that's collective. We won our first 7 games in the competition. We made it all the way to the semifinals. A 2-year project. Here's our chance. We are 2 games away from winning the gold medal in Atlanta. But I'll tell you what, success is probably the most dangerous thing, because it will anesthetize you and tell you that things are going right. And we stop that self-evaluation, that self-appraisal. And we ended up winning the bronze medal. How does it relate to all of you? How does this make sense? Where do we bring this around full circle? You have a mission. And what is the mission? It's got to be safe. Safety is like oxygen. Without it, nothing else happens. And you've got to have buy-in into that mission. And if you stay safe, then the spoils of profit and pocketbook and take care of your family, then those things will happen, just like they were to happen with us. The second, you've got great leaders. You have the company. Nestle believes that you in safety. They wouldn't be doing all these things and all the awards and bringing people in to share a message with you. Here's the point, though. They know how to do it, but they can't do it for you. We're talking about collective responsibility. You are the ones in the end that play the game. By the way, we have safety leaders, I think, in the audience. If I could have everybody on your safety committee, if you would stand, please. Let's kind of everybody stand up. Don't be shy. If you're on a safety team, stand up. Let's give them a round of applause, you guys. Safety leaders right there. Fantastic. Take your blindfolds off. You stepped in there and you said, wait a minute, this is my partner, my coworker. Because really in the end, if she gets injured, if Carrie gets injured, it affects all of our paychecks. Okay, it affects all of us, because we do have to absorb that. That person that you know, or it may not be you getting injured, But and in the end, we all absorb that. So great communication. Give it up for them, please. Round of applause. You guys are awesome. Great job. And if we increase the knowledge and we focus on attitude and we practice safe behaviors, it'll help us be able to listen to instinct, which is that voice that's kind of in our gut, like the voice I was talking about at the beginning of this program, the one that speaks up and says, this is an unsafe behavior. There's a bigger picture here. Are you going to own the situation? Be aware of the consequences. And lastly, most important is that habit, the habit of safety. So, safety, there is no excuse. Absolutely. If a company prioritizes safety and safe behaviors and brings in safety programs, and a company is more profitable, they're going to be better positioned to be competitive in the marketplace today. And if you study anything about business, it's become so competitive. You've got to do smart things. And if companies are positioned for contracts in the future, they're able to shift and operate and work, then who has a job? Everybody in this room, including myself. So if you're the person that's thinking that safety is only about money, yeah, I'll go there. I'll tell you it is. It's about the money that goes in your pocket. My best friend, back in the mid-90s, my soulmate, committed suicide. Wheelchair athlete, couldn't believe it. Going to his funeral, we get there, and I'm speaking to his sister. Sister's named Lori Lynn. I said, Lori Lynn, I can't believe Greg did this. I guess that he thought that he wasn't going to hurt anybody else by checking out early. And she said, Randy, the only person that Greg hurt, he hurt the people that loved him. And you know, your family member doesn't have a choice in the matter. You may say to yourself, it's me that's getting injured, I'm the one that will go through rehab, or I'm the one that will absorb this accident. They didn't have a choice. So make it personal. Think about your family. Scaffolding, lifting and carrying, electrical wiring. Leslie. Lifting and carrying, incorrect. Either scaffolding or electrical wiring. Scaffolding, the co-workers left! Shake hands, shake hands. You did fantastic. And guys, there's a book right there, a copy of my book called Too Far From Home. All three of you guys get a copy of that book. So great job. Listen, give it up for him. Great job. Thanks, Jim. Thank you very much. Let's wrap this up. Why am I here? Why am I sitting on this stage? I'll tell you. I used to say the same thing that most people say with regard to accidents. I said the same thing. It always happens to the other guy. You hear the siren on the other side of the city, or someone else gets hurt. You read about him in the paper, and it's a different family. It's not your own. Please, let me be that person for you. Okay, I'm not you, but let me represent that person. I am the other guy. Okay? We've gotten to know each other. Now you know that the other guy, okay, it's not always the other guy. I'm a friend, and I was injured in the job. It does not have to be, it doesn't have to be yourself. And how do we do that? We're constantly improving our knowledge. Remember the attitude of being safe and the communication there, and everything comes out in our behavior. It's not about doing safe things. It's about being safe people. And the fourth, listen to the brain that's in the stomach, and that's called instinct. And more importantly, the last but not least, it's the habit of safety. And if we'll do that, we won't feed arrogance, we won't feed outside distractions, and that complacency voice that goes off, and lack of courage. There's nothing macho about a bad accident, nothing macho at all. So if we'll do this, and you know I told you earlier in the program that you can't change the past, I was wrong. You can change the past. You see, today is tomorrow's yesterday. And if we want a safe past, it's about being safe one moment at a time, one instant at a time. We can create a safe past. You guys have been a wonderful audience. One more time, safety, there is no excuse. All right, way to go, Nestle. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. All right, thank you.
In an era of unprecedented change and speed to market, Randy Snow is in high demand as a professional speaker. He has motivated and inspired audiences from companies such as Nationwide, Philip Morris, Motorola, PricewaterhouseCoopers, the U.S. Forestry Service, NEC, Kellogg's, State Farm, Citicorp, and many other Fortune 500 companies. Randy travels the world speaking to thousands of people each year. Just listen to what people are saying.
Your presentation was widely accepted because of your ability to incorporate things we do on a day-to-day basis. Price Waterhouse Coopers. Your message gave a sense of hope to the attendees that is still being talked about today. Citigroup. You are a master presenter and gave us much to consider and to work on in our lives. Iowa Association for Lifelong Learning.
At the peak of a blossoming high school tennis career, Randy was injured in a farming accident when a 1,000-pound bale of hay fell from the tractor, breaking his back and leaving him permanently paralyzed. Although the process was lengthy, Randy eventually accepted the change and became one of the most successful athletes in history, winning gold medals in the Paralympics and a silver medal in the Olympic Games. He's also succeeded in business, earning national sales honors and industry recognition. Randy credits his family's love for his faith, life values, and inside-out principles. Drawing parallels to the audience from his personal business experiences, medal-winning competitions, and the principles he learned while embracing his spinal cord injury, Randy's message provides practical information in dealing with change. Randy's program will provide techniques that will reduce and eliminate barriers to change, increase morale and enthusiasm through laughter and emotional energy, expand abilities to delegate appropriately and achieve goals and objectives, encourage the audience to move past their fears and expand their abilities. Randy has written an award-winning book called Pushing Forward. He sits on many committees, including the ESPN ESPY Nomination Committee and the President's Council on Physical Fitness. He's been acclaimed by many media sources, including CNN, Southern Living, Sharing Ideas, and Sports Illustrated. He was even chosen to receive the torch at the White House from President Bill Clinton that kicked off the relay to the Atlanta Paralympic Games. People are talking about Randy Snow. His message is genuine. His insight from experience, his humor infectious. He reminds us that paralysis has nothing to do with the spinal cord. Rather, it pertains to the mind. Randy's life proves that in order for any of us to change, we must have a 100% able-bodied mind.